Good morning, welcome back to Kevin Toll Reads. So today I have a book review of Hit Me by Lawrence Block. This is book number 5 in the John Keller series. I'm flying through these. This book was published in 2012. The summary of this really is, it's kind of an episodic tale. It's a collection of different kind of jobs and updates in Keller's life that have kind of a overarching arc to them as Keller's life is evolving. Obviously, these stories revolve heavily around doing jobs as a hitman, but also as well as dealing with Julia's new wife, their new house in New Orleans, and their daughter, Jenny. And so, yes, Keller has a daughter now, so we get to see a little bit of that family man kind of evolution of his character. Obviously, they're very happy. Keller is enjoying stamp collecting. Julia pushes him to consider, even though money's not an issue for them, as both Keller and Dot have large offshore accounts now, that he needs some kind of business to kind of keep him going. His work with Donnie, Julia's relation, they call Uncle Donnie, that Jenny spends a lot of time with, that his business in partnership with Keller about rehabbing homes after Hurricane Katrina and doing work down there and rehabbing, refurbishing has kind of hit a standstill after the housing crisis in 2008 and the kind of market crisis. And so Donnie is doing other work with other folks in the construction business, and Keller is kind of taking a back seat and is doing kind of his own thing with stamp collecting and doing odds and end jobs. Although Keller is still kind of, talking through with Julia the fact that he kind of wants to be done with doing the kind of hitman jobs. And so that's kind of where it's at. They don't need to have, they don't need the money. He doesn't need to be a hitman, but it's sometimes nice having that money. And as Dot likes to say, she hates to give the money back when they receive it up front. So what I really enjoyed about this was a couple different kind of episodes and the little stories in this overarching story was the cruise ship story. Julia and Keller, who is now known as Nicholas Edwards and Julia Edwards, and that's his new name. And if you didn't know, Keller picks this name from a tombstone in one of the cemeteries in New Orleans and applies for a legal name and social security card and passport and all that jazz. So he goes by the name of Nicholas Edwards. Dot thinks it's hilarious, but she starts calling him Pablo. He has a burner phone that he has to continually charge because there's so much time that goes in between him talking to Dot. But when they're on the cruise ship, Julia and Keller, they're there for a job. They have an old guy that's in the witness protection program, has a very young mistress with him. And the guy's going to sing like a canary, apparently. And so having Julia along, kind of sharing some of the interest and having her see that, it's kind of a turn on to her. But at the same time, she can see firsthand, how cold and calculated Keller is about this. There was also the one episode where Keller brokers a stamp collector's widow and his collection after he passes. And I found this one really interesting. He sets up for sealed bids from 3 different bidders that he reaches out to, and then they send their buyers or the legal team out there, and they do closed bids, and you get to see that over the course of the days working with this widower and Keller's dynamic, kind of being the point of contact and brokering the whole deal, and how he comes out of the deal ahead, and she gets the most money, and she ends up setting up a trust for Jenny for her college. I thought that was a really interesting story. It was very unique. It's heavily about Flaherty, but also he does a job as well, and that job has some complications while he's doing this brokering of the deal, so it's kind of neat. The final job, Dot calls him after many months go by. He has to charge the burner phone call her back because she wants to talk to Pablo. And so Dot tells him about this job. Well, this job involves a hit on a kid. And Keller's long-standing rule, and Dot knows this, and she makes mention of it up front, that they don't do children. But why Dot calls Keller is because she's concerned that what about someone else doing the job, and so he takes on this job, and the kid's into stamp collecting, philately. That's a very hard word to pronounce, but it leaves on a cliffhanger, and I thought that was really cool too. Because you don't know, is he going to go through with it? The kid's interested in stamps. He's talking to the kid. I believe his name is Matthew, and he's an interesting kid. But what's Keller going to do? And then it kind of ends the book and ends on that cliffhanger. I thought that was really neat. In terms of dislikes, there's no real dislike here. I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed the episodic nature of the book. As far as rating, I give this a 4.2 out of 5. Again, this is book 5 in the John Keller series. I really, really enjoyed this from Lawrence Block. And so I now have just the novella, which is Keller's Fedora, and I am actually going to try and knock that out today. It's very short. I mean, I shouldn't have a problem. So be on the lookout, and that will conclude the series. The John Keller series from Lawrence Block. So I should have another video today. I'm definitely pumping them out, and I realize that as I am preparing for a business trip I'm leaving for tomorrow. So I should have another book review on Keller's Fedora, the final novella in the series, and then I'll probably also try to get my weekly wrap up out as well, so you guys have that. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Hope you're enjoying these reviews. Look forward to more content. I'm doing a ton of videos this week, and I get that, but I'm enjoying it. It's crazy and chaotic and busy, but it's good stuff. So happy Saturday, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.